Azure architectural components. So agenda for today's session is here. We talk about the Azure free account, billing and subscription. Then we talk about here organization, resources, hierarchy, management group, subscription, resource group, resources, Azure global infrastructure, Azure region, zone, paid region. So these are the various things we are going to discuss in today's session. And guys, make sure whenever a particular slide I'm discussing here, please make your short notes as well. It is especially for the those people who are joining me first time. Because if you will not make the notes, you will not have the learning with you. So make sure everybody is making the notes so that you can recall the concept in very less time. Please follow the tips what I'm telling you here. Guys, video you cannot download, but content you can download. So let's get started with what is Azure free account. So you can sign up for the Azure free account by providing the necessary information like phone number, credit card, and make sure you are having a Microsoft or GitHub account. So just create a Microsoft account on the hotmail.com. Even you can use the gmail.com as well. Whatever the account you already having. If you are having an account on the GitHub, that account can also be used to sign up for Azure free account. So when you will do sign up for the Azure free account, it include the access to the Azure products for the 12 months. But only for 12 months you will have access to the only 25 products. So 25 products will available always free for the 12 months. For 30 days they will give you a credit. There you can try all the Azure services. So for 30 days you will have a credit. That credit you can spend to try all the Microsoft Azure services. But after the 30 days you are having access to only 25 products that will available to you for 12 months. Now let's go ahead to the next one. And the Azure free account you can create from the azure.com. If you are going to here, like this is the one, let's say azure.com. Here you can do sign up for your free account. So there is option here, try Azure for free, and it will ask for sign up. And when you're looking at here, you will get a credit of $200 to explore the Microsoft Azure things for 30 days. And here 25 plus services will always free. So when you will do sign up, these are the things you will get over there. So guys, these are the things might ask you in your AZ 900 question. Like when you sign up for Azure free account, how much credit you will get, and what are the maximum of services will available for 12 months. So these are the type of things you should note down so that you will be able to answer that question in the AZ 900. So this is a link from where you can do sign up for the Azure free account. Even we having the Azure purchasing option. Let's say if you are willing to purchase the Microsoft Azure for your deployment purpose. Let's say your company willing to purchase the Microsoft account. So you are having here three options. Like first option is just go to the azure.com. So this is the fastest and easiest way for any organization, for any individual to purchase the Azure for its own uses. So, so just from the azure.com directly, you can purchase the Azure subscription, and based upon the usage, based upon the services you are using, you have to pay monthly. This is a direct way to purchase the things. Apart from the direct way, you can just go to the Microsoft representative. So Microsoft having their own representative to buy the Azure subscription, and it is especially is required for the large organization. Let's say the customer who already working with the Microsoft. Ram, I think you don't know, you cannot use the debit card. You have to have the credit card over there. So the Microsoft representative can help you. if you're already a Microsoft vendor, if you are already a Microsoft client, or you can call to the Microsoft support from the Microsoft team. The Microsoft representative will call you and he will tell you the Microsoft best uh, offer as per your requirement. So being a startup, being a company, you can call to the Microsoft support team and they will take in care of all the things. Even you can communicate with the Microsoft partner. Even sometimes what happens when you make a call to the Microsoft representative, they assign, like can say they share your details with the one of the Microsoft partner. So Microsoft having their own partner, say gold partner, silver partner, they might call you regarding the Azure purchasing option. So when you will purchase the Azure through the Microsoft partner, so partner will manage the billing for you. Means you have to pay to the Microsoft partner, and the Microsoft partner behind the scene will pay to the Microsoft Azure. Even you will have the another benefit if you are going through the Microsoft partner. The Microsoft partner will provide you the support as well. If you need the support for managing your services, it can be. So they having they are different plan. So they might offer you some, let's say, some hours of support as a free of cost if you purchase the Microsoft Azure from there. So Microsoft partner just like some companies who are actually selling the Azure on the behalf of Microsoft. It's simple. Microsoft partner is just like a vendor who is selling the Microsoft Azure on the behalf of Microsoft. So they having some plan. So those company communicate to the Microsoft team and they become the vendor over there. It's a vendor, simple. Now I'm sharing here the steps to sign up for the free account. Simple here, just go to the this website, then select the free option, then go to the Microsoft GitHub account, then do mention your first name, last name, email address, phone number, and depending upon your country, you might see the different options. Then verify your identification by using the phone number, and after that you will get the immediate access. And make sure you are mentioning a valid credit card. So Microsoft is going to allow to use credit card, debit card will not work over there, and click on the next button. So these are the steps you need to follow whenever you're going to sign up for the Azure free account. Simple. Now let's understand the Microsoft Azure billing and subscription. So with Azure, you only paying for the uses. Even you can also set up for multiple invoices. So it's up to you what are the plan you are selecting over there. But ultimately, you are paying only for users. Let's say you have created one virtual machine, you have created, let's say, one SQL database. So only the uses of the virtual machine, only the running uses of the database and the running costs you are paying over there. Even sometime it happens you are willing to divide the billing into the multiple invoices. So that setup option is also there. You can manage the multiple invoices which you might share to your client as per this requirement. Simple. Provisioning means you are creating. Simple. So when it is coming to the Microsoft Azure, so you need a subscription. So what is subscription? So subscription is a logical container which is going to use to provision the resources. Means it is helping you to create the resources and to manage the resources. Provision means creating and managing everything you're doing. Even your subscription hold all the detail. So what are the resources you are creating for your uses? So everything would be the part of your subscription. So it can be a virtual machine, it can be your database, it can be your web app, it can be any other Microsoft Azure service. So that would be the part of the one of the Microsoft Azure subscription. Even you can create the multiple Azure subscription for your resources and for the billing management purpose. Sometimes it happens you are having a client and that client having the multiple projects. So So in that case, what you can do here, you can create multiple subscription over there. Let's say subscription 1 for project A, subscription 2 for project 2, subscription 3 for project 3, so that you can differentiate the billing as well. So project 1 billing will be raised separately, project 2 billing will be raised separately. So it's up to you how you are going to manage the things. It's completely in your control. The billing purpose and the subscription purpose, they don't have any such rule. You should have only one subscription for managing all the resources. It's simple. So when it is coming to the virtual machine, so every subscription having some limitation, I will share in the upcoming slides. Don't worry. Yeah, on a single email ID, you can have multiple subscription. Don't worry. On a single email ID, we can have multiple subscription. Even when you will create any resource, if you are having more than one subscription, from the drop down list, you can select inside which subscription you are creating which resource. It's simple. So this is the way how the billing can be customized. So as per your requirement, you can customize the billing. Even you can create the multiple invoices, and each billing profile will have its own monthly invoice and the payment method. So now the question is here, how we can create the multiple invoices. So for this one, you have to create a billing profile, and each billing profile will have its own payment method. Payment method means you have to mention over there your credit card detail. So every time when the invoice will raise, as per your payment method, the you have to pay the things. So multiple subscription can be organized into the invoice section, and each invoice is line item on the invoice. This is the way how the things are going to be happen. If you're looking at the picture, we having a billing account. Let's say what are the account you are having at Azure, that is your billing account ultimately. And inside the billing account, you can create a billing profile 1, billing profile 2. And when it is coming to the billing profile, you will have a payment method. So this payment method means you have added credit card detail. It is simple. When we create a the Amazon.com account, Flipkart, there we having the payment method. There we mention our credit card detail. So that every time when you purchase through the Flipkart, let's say from the Paytm and the Amazon dot in, those payment method are going to be used. Similar way, every billing profile having a payment method. And obviously, with respect to the billing profile, you will get the invoice also. Simple. So within the billing profile, you can mention how many subscription you are willing to include. So there can be more than one subscription which can be included for generating the invoice. So this is the way how the multiple subscription are going to be used over there for managing the invoices. Simple. So this is the way the billing can be customized as per a requirement, so that we can pay them subscription wise, we can pay them project wise. It's up to you how you're going to manage the things. Then we having here the Azure support plan. Like what are the support plan are available from the Microsoft end. If you are stacking somewhere, if you need some help from the Microsoft end while migrating the workload to the cloud, or like anything else. So we having these various support plan. So we having the developer support plan, standard support plan, and professional direct. So these are the three support plan are available. Now let's understand which support plan is offering which features over there. So developer plan is offering you, developer plan is actually helpful whenever you are willing to need to migrate the things to the cloud. So it's a non-critical workload, like simple things you just need here. Let's say you are just creating some services and you are just facing some issue while creating those services. So there developer support plan you can have. Here you will have one business day response time. Like if you will raise a query, so within one day you will get the reply. There is no proactive technical support, like they will not reply you immediately. It's a you will get the reply after some time. Then we having the standard plan that is best for the production workload. Let's say you are having a website which you are running live. So what are the production related resources you are having? In that case, the standard plan will help you. So in the standard plan, you will have the response within 1 hour. In the one within 1 hour, they will reply you. What are the query you raised from your end? Proactive technical support is not available also here, but in the professional direct it's available. This is especially helpful for the business critical workload. Like you are having a so many resources and entire things are running through the Azure. You need a continuous support where on the priority basis your cases, let's say your issue is going to be resolved. So there you can go ahead with the professional direct support. In the professional direct support, you will have the access to a pool of technical expert. So there would be a pool of technical experts. They would be available to you to help you while migrating the things, while managing the resources over there. So based upon the requirement, you can go ahead. So being a developer, you don't need to have any standard, like say professional direct support. It is only helpful when you are migrating the things to the production one. So it is especially helpful when you are building the new things, when you are actually uh, need a decision one, let's say which service we should use, which service we should not use. That time, these types of support will help you. It's simple. And these support are paid one, not the free one. I'm telling you again, you have to pay. So now let's move to the next question. Like when it is coming to the resource management, like how the hierarchy is going to be used, how the hierarchy is going to be used for the resources. So here what you will have first, you will have the management group, then you will have the subscription. So at the organization level, we are talking about the hierarchy. So what are the account you have created is not at the organization level. This is your personal account, which you will create through your credit card. But when it is coming to your company, let's say when you work in your company as your developer, as your administrator, so there you will have the management, the organization level account. So at the organization level account, they will create the multiple subscription for their developers. So let's say you are having 10 developers in a team. So for the 10 developer, there will be the 10 subscription. They will have access to the resources. Simple. Here, Pankaj, for the support, you have to pay, obviously. So when it is coming to the subscription, so inside a subscription, we can have multiple resource group. So let's say in this subscription, we have two resource group. Inside this subscription, I'm having only one resource group. Simple. Yeah, for each subscription, you have to pay. Even your company is paying. Even sometime it happens you are having a Visual Studio Enterprise license. So with the Visual Studio Enterprise license, you will have a $200 credit for every month you will get to practice the Microsoft Azure things. If somebody already having the the Visual Studio Enterprise subscription from the company at from there, you will have $200 to spend on the Microsoft Azure things. But that is only for testing purpose and learning purpose, not for the production workload. For the production workload, the company have to pay. So depend upon what the plan your company has taken, what the discussion they having with the Microsoft Azure team. Based upon they offer the things to your company. Simple. Srinivas, I said $200 credit would be decided based upon the subscription you are having. If you are having the Visual Studio Enterprise Edition subscription, so there you will have $200 credit every month. In some company, they provide you such things you might not aware of. So this is the way how the resources we can create. Let's say virtual machine, network, web app, SQL database, and other resources you will get simply. So this is the way how the hierarchy will find out. And if you're looking at the management group, so management group actually help us to manage the access, policy, compliance for the multiple subscription. Ultimately, the management group is created by the Azure administrator. You know, when we are working in a company, we having the infra people. Those infra people actually create the virtual machine for us. They manage the network for us. The entire infrastructure in our company, the entire network in our company, they are managing. So same type of people will involve over here. Simple. So here in case of management group, all the subscription in the management group automatically inherit the conditions applied to the management group. It is just like we are grouping the subscription, and to that particular group we are giving some set of permission. Based upon that set of permission, all the subscription will have the permission to access the resources, whether to create, whether to manage. I think it's simple. When it is coming to the resource group is a logical container which contain your resources like virtual machine, storage account, your web app. And resource group always help you to manage the resource life cycle. Let's say if you're willing to delete them at once, so just delete the resource group, it automatically delete all the resources. About the resource group, I will tell you in the next slide, don't worry. And 10,000 management groups you can create in a single directory. So when it is coming to the at the organization level, so there we having the limit of 10,000 management group in a single directory. And inside one management group, you can have multiple subscription as per the requirement. So a management group tree can support 6 level of depth. Means at the 6 level, we can inherit it further so that we can provide the permission, we can apply the limitation at the each hierarchy level. It's simple. And what are this management group you will create over there? They should be the part of the same directory. It's not the case, let's say some subscription are the part of the different directory, some subscription are the part of the different directory. No, they would be the part of the same directory when it is coming to the management group and management group level hierarchy. It's simple. Now let's understand what is the subscription. So far we discussed about the management group. What is management group? So management group is created at the organization level so that they can create the multiple subscription based upon, and they can define the role and permission over there. Then we having the subscription. So subscription obviously is created inside the management group. So obviously subscription will provide you the permission to create the resources. And obviously here at the subscription level, you need to authenticate and authorize to yourself for accessing the Azure product and services over there. So Azure subscription is just a logical unit of Azure resources that links to an Azure account. So obviously, what are the services you are going to manage? You need a subscription so that you can provision the resources. And these type of subscription you can create over there. So at the Azure account level, I can create the subscription for the development environment. I can create a subscription for test environment. I can create a subscription for production environment. So this is the way based upon the resources you can have the subscription, but it would be decided by the your administrator team how the subscription they are creating over there. Now let's talk about the resource group. What is the resource group? So whatever the things you are creating in the Azure, everything is in resource. And how that resource life cycle we can manage. The resource life cycle is going to be managed with the help of the resource group easily. So whatever the resource you are creating, it should be, or you can say it must be the part of the one of the resource group. Without the resource group, I cannot create a resource. And a resource group is created in a region. Let's say your Microsoft data center in Pune. So in the Pune data center, your resource group is going to be created. So that resource group can have the resources which are on the same data center location, let's say in the same region, and they can have the from different region as well. It can be the case you are having a resource in the US location. So that US location resource also you can keep in the resource group which is created at the Pune location. So it's not the case the location why they having the restriction, no, because resource group is just a logical container to grouping the things. It is just similar to the namespaces we have in the C sharp. So inside a namespace, we can keep the classes, we can keep the interfaces. Similar way, we can keep the multiple resources from the different location, even from the same region as well. Simple. Yeah, when you will create the resource group, that time region you can decide in which region you are willing to create the resource group. I will show you. Don't worry. When I will, after completing this section, I will show you the way how the resource group you can create and how it is going to be decided. Even the resources in a resource group can move here and there. It can be the case I'm having a virtual machine one that is the part of the resource group one. But later on, I'm willing to move this virtual machine to resource group two. So it can be moved easily without an issue. So guys, are you having an issue in my voice? Is it clear or is it breaking? Okay, thank you for the confirmation. Sakib, check your site, please. Now let's have it the next thing when it is coming to the resource group. So resource group having a limitation, like how many maximum resources you can have inside a resource group. So we can have maximum 800 resources. Sorry, a subscription can have maximum 800 resource group. Similarly, when it is coming to the resource group, a resource group can have 800 resources of the same type, and it can have up to 15 tags. Because before the resource group, we talk about the subscription. So inside a subscription, how many resource groups you can create? So limitation is you can create maximum 800 resource group. Now let's talk about inside a resource group, how many resources you can have. You can have 800 resources of the same type. It means 800 virtual machine you can have, 800 database you can have, 800 storage account you can have. It's a type. It's not the total limitation. 800 resources of the same type. Just focus on this one. And we can have 15 tags. So tagging is about label. Let's say when you're working in a company, you are having a label over there, designation. Let's say software engineer, senior software engineer. So a company can have thousand of software engineer, a company can have thousand of senior software engineer, a company have hundred of senior, hundred of project lead, a team lead. Similar way, we can have tagging over there, which we can use further for grouping purpose. Because sometime it happen you are having the one subscription and you having a one resource group for managing the dev environment resources, for managing the staging environment resources, for managing testing environment resources. So how we will differentiate, like these set of resources we are using for dev environment, these set of resources we are using for testing environment. So that grouping is done by the tags here over here simply. Rajiv, I told you about tagging means a label you're putting over there. When you're working in a company, we having a designation over there. Software engineer, senior software engineer. What it is tag. Similar way, we having the tag here at resource label. Let's say virtual machine one I'm creating for I'm using in for development environment. Virtual machine two I'm using for staging environment. Virtual machine three I'm using for testing environment. So that dab, staging, and the testing I can consider here as a tag. Got it? So this is the way how the things are happening. Obviously, when it is coming to the subscription, so each subscription will assign to a account, your email. So one email can have multiple subscription. That is also possible. But ultimately, subscription is going to be assigned to a email ID, a account. Now let's understand the resources. But before understanding the resources, let's talk about how we can create a resource group. Just log into the account so that you are having the more clarity over here. So this is my account at the Microsoft Azure. Let me go to the portal. So portal.azure.com. I will show you here how you can create a resource group and how the resource group is going to be created at a particular location. So there is option here. Let's say create a resource. Click on this plus icon and we having the option for resource group this way. So there's a plus, there is a create button, just click over there. Now I defined your resource group name. But if you're looking at it, is first asking for the subscription. So here, this is the email ID I'm having over there. On this email ID, I'm having only one subscription. But this email ID can have more than one subscription. All the subscription you will find out in this drop down list because it can have multiple subscription. So I'm having this Visual Studio Enterprise subscription, which I selected. Now let's define my resource group name. It is here, let's say DNTRG is my resource group name. So this resource group name would be unique at the subscription label. Now I can decide the reason where this resource group I'm willing to create. So this is the reason here you can select, let's say I'm willing to create this resource group in West India. West India. So this would be the location for my resource group. So in the West India data center, this resource group is going to be created. Simple. Then we having the option here for tagging. When it is coming to the tagging, as I said, further we can do the grouping. Let's say I'm creating this resource group for project e-commerce web, like e-commerce portal. It can be a project name. And this resource group I have created for the environment dev, development environment. So I'm putting here multiple tags. I, I just put here the tag for the project as well. I just put the tag here for the environment as well. Very simple. Now let's click on the next button. Now it is showing us the validation has been passed and click on the create button. Simple. So this is the way how the resource group has been created. Now you can look inside the resource group, how many resource group are there. So it is my DNTRG, which resource group I created recently, and it is empty right now. But if you're looking at here, it is mentioned my tag. This is the project name and this is the environment. So by looking at these tag, you will identify easily like this resource group I have created for this project and for this environment. Now at the subscription label, I can add maximum 800 resource group, and inside this resource group again I can have 800 resources of the same type. This is the one simple here. Ram, I already explained, using your email ID you can subscribe to the free account. There you will have a credit of $200 to spend for 30 days. So all the services you can try for 30 days at free of cost. Visual Studio for Enterprise Edition, you need to purchase the Visual Studio license. Just go to the Microsoft Visual Studio website. There it mentioned simple. So just at the online, you can find out the Visual Studio Enterprise Edition pricing over there. Yeah, Pankaj, I'm having only one subscription associated with my account, but you can have more than one also. And when it is coming to here, cost management and billing, which I explained before, from here you can find out your billing option. So you can see this is my billing account, which I explained this slide, let's say where we talk about how the billing can be customized. So this is my billing account. Okay. And if you're looking at the billing account, you will click over there. You will get the option here for invoices. So from here, I can look at the invoice. Do we have any raised invoice or not? So it is showing me the complete information about the various invoice it has been raised so far. So you can see this is my invoice ID, this is the billing period, and this is a total amount. So it is zero showing here. The reason is here I'm using a Visual Studio Enterprise subscription, which is providing you every month $200. So $200 is sufficient for me for practicing the things. So that's the amount is zero for me. But sometime it happens I need to pay here. This is the billing amount over there. So this is the way the how the invoice you can find out, you can download, and at the same billing account label we having the payment method which I discussed already. So when it is coming to here, this is my payment method. where you have to mention your credit card detail, where you have to mention your information. So based upon this payment method, they will charge. If the bill will be raised, let's say if you will start using all the subscription before this one. So this is the payment method. This is the way how the invoices you can look at. And when it is coming to here, it is available at this cost management and billing. So this is the option I just selected over there, simple. But the same thing I just shown here, I already shown what are the existing invoices there. So here just look at, then look at the invoices, which invoice it is showing to me. These are connected to my account, simple. So this is the one invoice which they just raised for me. So from here I can download. From this is the way I can download the invoice, simple. And now this is a resource group which has done. Now let's talk about the next one. That is here about the resources. As I said here, resources are the instances of the services which you are going to create in your Microsoft Azure. It can be a virtual machine instance, it can be a SQL database instance, it can be a storage account instance which you are having. And the resources you can delete. Let's say if you're willing to delete all the resources at once, so just delete the resource group. So when I will delete the resource group, it will delete all the resources inside the resource group. Let me show you here. If you're looking at, I'm having a resource group DNTRG1, and this resource group is containing few resources. It is containing here network security group. It is containing here a virtual network, public IP. So if I'm willing to delete all the resources, so one option is here, you can delete them one by one. Click over there and I can delete each resource one by one. But if you already having a proper grouping, so better we here just directly delete this resource group, and I have to just mention my resource group name, and automatically all the resources within this resource group will be deleted. Click on this delete button, it will delete all the resources. So what it is doing, it is actually helping me to manage all the resources. I can delete them immediately. Especially it is helpful when I'm using my subscription for learning purpose, for testing purpose, for practicing the thing simple over there. Erwin, when you have deleted all the resources, you cannot recover. Simple. Recovery cannot be done. So make sure what are the resources, what are the things you are deleting over there. You don't need further. There is no option of recovery. There is here the multiple subscription you can create. There is option over there at the subscription level where it can be created. Just go to the subscription, and from here we having the option of plus add button is there. Click over there. From here you can purchase a new subscription. That can be a paid subscription, that can be a free subscription. When you will purchase it, it automatically add it with your account over there. You will get the listing of that subscription over there. So you can see it is showing to me what are the offer is available to me. It's simple. So pay as you go offer I can select. Azure for student I can select. We having other offers as well. So just select one of the subscription option over there and do sign up. It's simple. And after that, it will be automatically shown here in this list. And what are the list you will have every time when you will create a resource, it would be the part of your drop down list. Is it clear? So this is the way how the new subscription can be created. Okay. So now let's proceed to the next topic over here. I just said we have been the tagging, which already explained to you here. The next one is here the role-based access control. So obviously, what are the resources you have created? So each resource will have its owner, actually who has created the resource, and that will be actually the admin for the resource. So here we can have multiple roles, and based upon the role, the user will have the permission to manage the resources. So the person who will create the resource would be the owner. Apart from the owner, I can give that resource accessibility to some another person, and to that another person I can give the contributor role. So the contributor can manage the resources on the behalf of that owner. So ultimately it happens here, let's say when you're working in a team, so we can have over there a project lead. So project lead, obviously, let's think about, let's say project lead is the owner of that resource. But but after the project lead, we having the senior software engineer. So to the senior software engineer, he can provide the contributor access so that the senior software engineer can manage the resources. The senior software engineer can modify the resources. Then similar way we can have over the software engineer. So obviously software engineer is not having so much experience. So to the software engineer, we can give the reader permission. So software engineer can only read the things. He can actually observe. He cannot modify the resource because he's not having that level of expertise. But obviously the senior software engineer having that expertise. So senior software engineer can modify but cannot delete the resource. So here, this is the way how the role-based access we can provide to the multiple users for managing the resources over there. So let me show the way how the role-based access we can provide to that one. Shikha, role is not related to the label and tags. Tagging is different. A role is different. A role is regarding the accessibility and permission. Tagging about only grouping purpose. So if you're looking at here, we having the resources. So this is okay. I think I don't have any resource, but I'm sure I'm having a resource group. So what I can do here in this resource group, what I'm doing, I'm just adding here a new resource and just say I'm creating here a Azure storage account. So what I'm doing, I'm just creating here a storage account, and let me define the storage account name. Let's say DNT storage. So make sure name are in small case. DNT storage is my storage account name. This is the location. So automatically it is showing me the location as we having the location for the resource group. Then I'm selecting here the performance standard premium. So let's go ahead with the standard one. Account coin and all the things. So let's go ahead further. I'm not teaching you the storage account. I'm just showing the way how the permission we can give of this storage account to somebody else. Let me create it immediately with default settings. Okay, let's wait. And if you're looking at I'm having actually here the Azure Active Directory. So at the Azure AD level, we can add the users over there. So here I'm already having few users. So these are the users actually I'm already having over there. Even I can create on the fly. Uh, so I'm having my own directory, that Active Directory level. I can create the multiple user, even I can delete them. So there's the option here to delete the users. So let me delete the selected user from here, and I will show you the way how the new user can be added. So there is option here, add a new user. So you can see this is my directory. If you're looking at here, even when you will create a subscription, that subscription actually attached to a directory. So you can see my directory having a ID that is starting from D9, FC to 24 and 23, and dash, then we having the next number. And my directory name is proshalengmail.onmicrosoft.com. So this is my directory. Similar way, you will having the directory for your organization. Let's say you're working in an organization ABCD. So the directory name would be like this way, abcd dot on microsoft.com. Let's say if I'm taking the example of .NETX, it would be here .NETX dot on microsoft.com, like this way. So you can look at on which directory I am the part. Even a single user can be the part of the multiple directory as well. So whatever the account I'm having, so this account can be the part of the multiple directory. So here, what I will do at my directory level, I will create a user. That to that user, I will provide the access of my resource. Similar way, I can invite a new guest user. New guest user can be from the Gmail, it can be from the Hotmail, Outlook, whatever the account you are having, that user also invited from this option. So what I'm doing here, I'm just adding a new user at my directory level. Let me define the username. Let's say Mohan is the username, and then my directory, proshalendra gmail.on microsoft.com. Then name I'm mentioning here. Let's say Mohan Kumar, and let's say Mohan and Kumar. Password will generate automatically. Let me copy the password which I will use to log in. And it is not the part of any group. Let me define the job title. Let's say it is here SSE. IT is the department. Company is, let's say, DNT. Let's create the user. Now this user has been created, and to this user, let me first log in using this user. So I'm just opening here a private window, and that this private window I will log in through this user. So I'm just logging here. Let's say Mohan at the rate proshalendra gmail.on microsoft.com. This way I can log in. This is the same, the user and that active directory name. That click on the next button. Now it is asking me the password. So password I already copied from there. Let me click on the sign in. Now it is asking me to change the password as per the rule. So let me mention here any password. So let me mention here any password. Okay, just mention a password. It will not take simple password 12345. Make sure you are following the password policy also. So you can see it is a new user which has been created at my directory level. I can see it is showing the same directory which I'm having as a owner. If I'm looking at here, I don't have any resource here. It is right now empty. So these are the resources. I don't have anything. Even I don't have the permission to create them. Let me give the permission to this user. What are the resource I'm creating over there? Here account storage account name should be unique in because it's having a URL as well, a unique URL, because the storage account resources we can access using the REST endpoint. So that's why its name should be unique. What are the name I taken, you cannot take it. Now I can provide the IAM access. So there is option here, IAM access. There is option here, IAM access. And here I can add the role assignment. So there is option add role assignment, and Mohan user is already there. Let me select the Mohan user. And here I can select the role which I'm willing to provide to this Mohan. So you can see it's a owner, contributor, reader. There are so many roles are available over there. So let's say I'm providing the contributor role to the Mohan so that the Mohan can manage this storage account. Let me click on the save button. It is assigning the role. Even it is assigning the Mohan user also to this resource. It has been done. Now let me refresh here. Actually, first time you will get the error. I need to log out and log in again. After that, I will get it clearly. So let me log in again. Okay, I have logged in again, and let me look at whether I'm having the resource or not. Okay, it is showing, but it is showing some error. Okay, let me look at again why it's giving the error. This is my DNTRG. Okay. Okay, let me give the permission at the account label, like storage account label. So this is my IAM control and the role assignment. So this is the Mohan and this is the contributor role. I'm adding it. The main charge will not be deducted immediately. They will deduct on monthly basis. They will always calculate the uses. And finally, end of the month, they will deduct the things. Now can see I'm getting here DNT storage in the Mohan. So as soon as I just give the access to the storage account to Mohan, now Mohan can see the DNT storage account, which I created from my own email ID. So what is happening here? Mohan is the contributor and I am the owner. So this is the way how the role-based access control is working over there. I hope it is clear to you now how the things are working. Shall we go ahead now? Okay, now let's talk about the Azure global infrastructure, which already mentioned you. These are the reason, like 60 plus reason Microsoft Azure having. It is available in 140 plus countries. And this is the location over there. Let's say US, China, we having the Australia, we having the India. Yesterday also I just shown the same thing. Okay, let me discuss about what is the reason. It's simple. Here when these roles are predefined, even you can create a custom role as well and you can provide the permission. So when it is coming to the Azure region, so Azure region is a geographical area that can have one or multiple data center. Those are networked together with the low latency network. So obviously Microsoft having the multiple region, so it is having 60 plus region, and in this 60 plus region, Microsoft having the data center. So when it is coming to the India, if you're looking at, we having three region: West India, Central India, and South India. And when it is coming to the Central India, it is in Pune, West India in Mumbai, and South India in Chennai. So when it is coming to the Pune, Chennai, and Mumbai, so at this location, Microsoft having the multiple data center. So we are talking about these region. What it is region? So region is a geographical area where we having multiple data center which are networked together, or you can say which are connected together with the low latency network. So Azure is very intelligent. Whenever you are creating a resource in a region, it automatically distribute your resources to the multiple data center. Let's say when I created a virtual machine in, let's say, West India. So obviously it is going to be the part of your Mumbai data center. So in the Mumbai, at the Mumbai location, at one of the data center, your virtual machine would be created. And it automatically manage the workload as well. Don't need to worry about. Even Azure having the facility to create the specialized regions based upon the requirement. Let's say the Azure has created some special region for the government of the US, and they created some specialized region for the China as well, because the China don't allow to access their region from the outside. Only in China, let's say residing in China itself, you can create the Azure resources at the China data center. Otherwise, you cannot create. Similar way, they created a region especially for the US government, so that the US government can manage its own resources. So that facility is also available at Microsoft level. When the next topic is here, availability zone. So what happening here, inside a region, I said we having multiple data center. So using those multiple data center, we can create a availability zone. So what is availability zone? Availability zone is a collection of data center within a Azure region. And availability zone support is not everywhere. Availability zone right now is not available in India, but this year they decided they will add the support of availability zone in India as well. So what is the benefit of availability zone? The benefit of availability zone is here. Whatever the data center we having in a particular region, those will be connected together so that if let's say one of the data center has been failed, so from the another data center in the same availability zone, your application will run smoothly. So it's actually helpful in case of availability, in case of replicating the resources. So this is about the availability zone because sometimes it happens, let's say one of the data center might be failed because of electricity issue, because of any any specific issue in that particular area. So from the same reason, from the another area, your data center will provide the backup and your resources will run. And all these data center are connected together through the fiber optic networks. And these are actually private network. These are not public. So don't have to worry about. So when it is coming to the availability zone, this is the way how the availability zone you will look at. So you can see here we having the data center. This is the data center one. This is the data center two, and this is the data center three. Sorry, these are the reason one. Sorry, this is the one of the Azure reason. Let's say when it is coming the West India, let's say Central India. So in the reason we having the multiple data center. So when we talking about the availability zone one, so availability zone one having two data center connected together. Availability zone two, let's say having two data center again. Availability zone three having three data center connected together this way. So what is happening? Let's say one of the uh, data center has been failed. So from the another data center, the backup can be provided for running your resources. And these availability zone are connected together to provide the high availability for your resources. Because we having a concept of high availability. High availability means because everything is hardware, and at every region there can be some personal issue, there can be electricity issue, there can be flood issue, there can be any other issue. So how in that emergency, how my resources will run continuously? So they make sure that availability with the help of availability zone. So at any condition, your resources will not go down. Even in case of COVID pandemic as well, the things were running fine at the cloud because they have some policy, they having some rule. According to that, they always work 24 into 7 hours. Is it clear? Load balancer is something else. Azure reason is just like a backup things. Like when we replicate the resources, that time it always help us. The next topic is here, that is the paired reason. So right now we just talk about one reason, but always there is a paired reason concept. So if you're looking at India as well, in India, we having the three reason. So these reason are paired together. So what is the benefit of paired reason? The benefit of paired reason is here. It happens, let's say the Chennai region might be destroyed because of a natural disaster. It can be a tsunami, it can be a cyclone, it can be earthquake. That natural disaster might destroy the Chennai region, or you can say the South India region. So in that case, do we have any way to recover our data? Yeah, we having a way. What happens? We having a paid reason. So immediately when they having such emergency, when they having such natural disaster thing, they start replicating data quickly to the paid reason. So these two reasons are connected together. So the data would be replicated to Central India because these there is a lot of gap between these two reasons. So as per the rule, both the geography would be at least 300 miles away. This would be the difference. Like this would be the gap area wise. So that one of the geography, if it is affecting because of any XYZ reason, so to the paid reason, the data can be replicated and from there the recovery can be done. Pankaj, you don't need to configure it. It automatically configure behind the scene for you. These are the some Microsoft Azure backend configuration I'm telling you here. How the Microsoft Azure is going to ensure you your data would not be lost in natural disaster case also. But in case of normal data center, if you are having a data center, let's say on GoDaddy, let's say HostGator, they never ensure you your data recovery in such scenario. If let's say your normal provider data center has been destroyed, your data also destroyed completely. You don't have any way to recover. But in cloud, it is available. Is it clear? Yeah, this is the default feature available. You don't need to worry about. This is the Azure internal, which I'm telling you here. Okay, is it clear? So this is about the reason I explained to you here. So this slide already done here, and I try to explain all the things with the help of example as well. Let me quickly cover here the Microsoft Azure core services, which we discuss. I will take your session long today. I will finish it at 10 o'clock. So keep with me more 15 minutes so that we can cover this topic as well. So when it is coming to the Microsoft Azure services, so we having the various services. So this picture also shown you yesterday, where we discuss about the infrastructure services, where we discuss about the PaaS services. Okay, so how we can categorize further to have the clear understanding. So here the services can be categorized here. Let's say compute services. So compute services are used for hosting the application and the services. So what are the various compute services are available? So we having the Azure Virtual Machine. So Azure Virtual Machine you can create for Windows operating system, Linux operating system, and then you can deploy any type of application. It can be a .NET, Java, PHP, Python. Any type of application you can deploy over there. Second, we having the Azure Virtual Machine skill set. It is comes into the picture when you need to run multiple virtual machine instances and you want to manage them like a PaaS. Like you are willing to create multiple instances of the virtual machine immediately. It is helpful even when let's say you are having a big billion day sale. So there actually I need let's say 50 virtual machine to handle that traffic for the let's say Amazon.com, let's say Flipkart.com. So at that time I can go ahead with the Azure Virtual Machine skill set and 50 instances of my virtual machine will run constantly. And as soon as the big billion days will finish, it automatically delete the resources based upon my auto scaling rule set. Simple. Then we having here the Azure Kubernetes service. That is a cluster management tool for the virtual machine for running the containerized services. So what happens over there? If you're willing to deploy the things as a Kubernetes cluster. So we having the Azure Kubernetes service over there. We having the Azure Service Fabric similar to the cluster management, but the Azure Service Fabric is from the Microsoft end, where you can deploy your microservices, where you can deploy your complex application, where you might be using multiple services, multiple backend services. So there Azure Service Fabric can be used. We having the Azure Batch, which is used for uh, executing the backend job. Let's say you need to execute some parallel things over there, so there it will help you. Then we having a Azure container instance. If you're willing to deploy a Docker based application, so I can go ahead with the ACI, Azure container instances, because nowadays what is happening, we are using Docker for packaging the application so that we can easily deploy here and there. Then we having the Azure function, that is a serverless compute service. Even here we having the option of event driven also. So let's say you are willing to uh, automatically trigger a function as soon as you will upload a picture to the storage account. So that picture thumbnails you're willing to create. So you can write a Azure function because there we having the support for the trigger. So based upon the trigger, that function would be called automatically. This is when I'm saying the cluster means it is a collection of virtual machine which are working together for managing your application. Is it clear? Okay. So next option we having over here, the networking services. So when it is coming to network them, Krishna, all the services, if you're looking at, are not the part of the infrastructure as a service. Few are the part of the IaaS offering, few are the part of the PaaS offering. If you're looking at these three are the part of the IaaS, even these actually the part of the IaaS and PaaS as well. Function is the part of the PaaS offering. AC also the PaaS, Azure Batch is also PaaS. So these are the, it is a mix of PaaS and the IaaS. When it is coming to the networking, so networking services are used to connect the Azure resources. So we having the Azure virtual network where we network the virtual machine, or you can say where we create our virtual network. We having the load balancer, which is actually helpful us for distributing the traffic. So when you are having more than one virtual machine behind the scene for managing the workload, their load balancer is going to be used. We having the application gateway. So application gateway is optimized for the web application because we did the application gateway also work just like the load balancer, but there is a difference between the load balancer and application gateway. Load balancer can be used for TCP IP based workload, even as TTP based workload. But application gateway we use only for HTTP based workload, not for the TCP IP based workload. Then we having the VPN gateway. So VPN gateway is available we can where we need the high performance. So there the VPN gateway will help us. Simple. Then we having the Azure content delivery where we can distribute our static content, let's say CSS, JavaScript. So that can be the part of the Azure content delivery for distributing the content. Then we having here Azure DDoS protection, which is going to protect R from the distributed denial of service attacks. We having the Azure Traffic Manager, which distribute the network traffic across the Azure region worldwide. So it happens, let's say your application is hosted to the India region, let's say in West India and the South India. Now you need a now you need a traffic manager which can distribute the traffic region wise. So Azure Traffic Manager will help you in that case. Then we having the Azure Express route, which connect to the Azure over the high bandwidth dedicated secure connection. Whenever you need the routing, that time the Azure Express route will help you. Network Watch is here to diagnose the network issues. Even when you will create your subscription resources, there these are the things will help you over there. We having the Azure Firewall, which is used to implement the high security some rules so that nobody can access the things directly. It is all about as we having the Windows Firewall in our local machine. Similarly, we having the Azure Firewall. Then we having the Azure Virtual WAN. It's a wide area network that connect the local and the remote site together. So these are services related to the networking you should know. Then we having the services related to the storage. So in the storage, we having the Blob storage, which is actually useful to store the large object like audio, video, PDF, your data disk. We store over there as a Blob storage. Then we having the file storage that is useful to store your, it is just similar to as we having a shared drive. Let's say when we working in a company, in the company we usually create a shared drive where we can share our own photo, where we can share the common thing, let's say where we share the software. Similarly, we can use it as your file storage. Then we having the Azure Queue storage, which is used to implement the MSMQ style. It's simple. Since the MSMQ style will be helpful when you are having two services where which are going to communicate to each other in disconnected mode. There Azure queue storage will help you. Then we having a Azure table storage, which is helpful whenever you are having a NoSQL database. Let's say you are building a very small website. Let's say you are having a website for a beauty parlor. You are having a website for, let's say, a medical store. You are having a website for a small pharmacy. So you can create a simple website over there, and the data you can store over there. Let's say you are having a barber. You are willing to create the website for that one. He willing to get the online appointment and managing the things. So don't need to create any, you know, the SQL database with the help of Azure table storage can be done very easily. It's simple. Yeah, Ram, these services are the part of AZ 900 certification exam. That's why I'm covering over here. So what are the things I'm doing here? I'm covering as per the AZ 900. Rajesh, for AZ 204, just write to us at support. Then we will tell you over there. Yeah, if you're willing to upload the audio, video, so such thing we can upload as a blob. It's too simple. And directly from the blob store, we can play them. Now let's look at the database services. So when are the database services? So a variety of database services are available over there. So we having the NoSQL database, we having the SQL database. So for NoSQL database, we having Cosmos DB, which having the support for MongoDB. It's having the support for document DB and various other NoSQL database. Azure SQL database available for SQL Server. We having a database for MySQL, PostgreSQL. Even you can install a SQL Server on a virtual machine, because the first option are here PaaS offering, where you don't need to manage anything. But if you need to manage the things yourself, let's say as a IaaS infrastructure service, you can have a SQL Server on a virtual machine where you are responsible for taking the backup and managing everything over there. So that would be the part of the SQL Server on a virtual machine. Let's say ER's offering over there. Then we having the Azure's Synapse Analytics. That is a fully managed data warehouse, which you can manage which you can manage easily over there. We having the Azure Data Migration Services, because it happens you are having a database locally, you are having a database in your on-prem environment. Now you're willing to migrate that data to the cloud. So do we have any option of data migration? So yeah, we have an option, use Azure Data Migration Service to migrate your on-prem or your existing database to the cloud easily. We having the Azure Cache for Redis. So nowadays people are using Redis Cache for caching their content, even when it is coming to the Facebook, the Twitter and the LinkedIn. So what are the content you are looking at over there? They always cache that content so that they can immediately return to you, because storing such content in the database and retrieving every time is very difficult, because within a minute Facebook having the requests in millions and billions. So that's why they always cache the content even when it is coming to the storage. Let's say when it is coming to the Stack Overflow. So what is the Stack Overflow content you are looking at, that is also coming from the Redis cache. Then we having the Azure database for MariaDB. It happens you might be using the MariaDB in the on-prem environment. If you're willing to access, that can also be accessed over there simply. Then we having the web HTTP based services, where you can deploy your API, where you can deploy the web application. That is the part of the HTTP based services over there. So in the HTTP based services, we having the Azure App Services, we having the Azure API management, we having the cognitive search, we having the Azure Signal R service. So these services we can use for the HTTP use cases, where we can deploy the website API. Even we can send the notification also based upon a requirement. MariaDB is not NoSQL, it's RDBMS. Yes, Satish, to create all the services, you need the subscription. Without that, you cannot create it. Then we having here big data services. So if you're willing to create, if you're willing to store the data in petabyte and terabyte, so their big data will help you. So big data will help you. So you can have the Azure HD Insight. We having the Azure Databricks. With the help of these services, the big data can be managed. Where you are having the data in trillion, in petabyte. So there it will help you. Big data services over there. Then we having here IoT services. So nowadays, what is happening? We having the uh, smart kitchen appliance. We have the smart AC, smart home. So to implement this smart home concept, you need to use the IoT based services. So for the IoT based services, Microsoft having the IoT Central, Microsoft having the Azure IoT Hub and the IoT Edge, which can be easily connect with your AC, which can be easily connect with your homes, so that you can manage all the things using your mobile app. So if you're willing to manage this, if you're willing to create the smart home concept, so their IoT based services will help you. Then we having the AI and machine learning. So nowadays, what is happening? We having the AI and machine learning also over there, where we can find out the behavior of our users in terms of in terms of purchasing, in terms of browsing the website. So their AI and machine learning will help you a lot. So Microsoft offering here Azure machine learning services, Microsoft offering here Azure machine learning studio, through which we can analyze the data, we can train the model, and based upon that, we can take the decision like what type of users are coming on the website and how we can tackle and manage them. So we having the AI and ML services also in Azure. Then we having here the DevOps services. So when it is coming to the DevOps, so again DevOps is a software development and delivery method which is focusing on the communication, integration, and how we can collaborate between the development and the operation team. So if you're willing to create the CI/CD pipeline, if you're willing to do the sprint planning, so there the DevOps services will help you. So for the Azure DevOps, we having the Azure DevOps and Azure Dev Test Lab. So these are the DevOps based services which can be used for managing your sprint and automate your workflow. So guys, here we have done the Azure core services also. So for today's session, I have done from my side, and tomorrow we will talk about the other things as per the AZ 900. And guys, here make sure you are joining me tomorrow also if you are willing to have a AZ 900 certification in your hand, because nowadays Microsoft Azure certification is in demand wherever you will go for the job. The companies are preferring you should be Microsoft Azure certified. So to be a Microsoft Azure certified, keep learning here, and definitely I will help you here. Don't worry. Guys, here all the things I said here, I will share through the panel. Just log into the .NETX portal. There everything is available. Yesterday PPT I have not uploaded, but I will upload over there. Don't worry. So when you will go to the live training option, you will having the cloud and DevOps. Just go to the Azure fundamental, and here the video is available. And PPT also I will upload over there. You can download and refer it. It's simple. Okay, I see you tomorrow on the same time. But make sure you are making your notes, you are learning to, and on the weekend I will give you assignment as well that definitely will help you to clear your AZ 900 certification exam. If you are really serious about the certification, I'm here to help you.